Welcome to Take Charge with Dr. Chichi, where nurses take control, break barriers, and build a future of financial freedom and career success. Whether you're burned out, ready to level up, or looking for the blueprint to thrive, you're in the right place. It's time to lead, grow, and win because your future starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Chichi.
Welcome back to Take Charge with Dr. Chichi, the show where nurses and healthcare professionals reclaim their peace, power, and financial future. Whether you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, this space is for you. Let's grow, lead, and thrive together. The goal of this show is to raise awareness about burnout and encourage nurses and other healthcare professionals to take charge of their lives before it's too late. This is a crusade to ensure that every nurse or healthcare professional experiencing burnout who's listening to our guests share their stories will somehow get some information that will help them take charge of their lives. Let's join together in this crusade of no nurse or healthcare professional left behind. So, how do you do this? What you can do is just share this episode with a friend, family, or a colleague. Give a thumbs up, send your comments because that will help us to keep on improving the show. Subscribe to Take Charge with Dr. Chichi so you'll be notified when future episodes are released. Welcome, everyone, once again. Today's episode, the theme for today's episode will be lessons from a lifetime in nursing, burnout, resilience, and legacy. We have Dr. Egesi on the show today, and Dr. Egesi, the goal for the show will be for Dr. Egesi to highlight her legacy in nursing and academia, to discuss her personal experiences with burnout and her strategies for overcoming it, inspire other healthcare professionals to find purpose after burnout, and then also inspire current and future nurses to prioritize well-being, building a lasting legacy, explore the importance of mentorship in healthcare education, offer both personal and financial insight for sustaining a long-term healthcare career. On today's show, like I said, we have Dr. Egesi on the show. And I'm going to give you a little bio about Dr. Egesi. Dr. Egesi, Laeticia Egesi, is a powerhouse in nursing education and leadership with almost 42 years of service in the profession. She began her career in 1994, earned her BSN in community leadership in 2004, and completed her PhD in 2014. She has served as a professor at the universities in Seattle, Washington, and Georgia, and now resides in Texas, where she continues to impact the nursing community through her mentorship, leadership, and advocacy. Having personally experienced burnout, she brings a unique blend of academic expertise, lived experience, and mentorship to the conversation. I have the honor of welcoming Dr. Egesi to the show. Dr. Egesi, great to have you here. Say
Thank you,
hello
Dr.
to our friends watching us out there.
Thank you, Dr. Chichi. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me on the show. I have been
Welcome.
watching the experience of others, and I hope my sharing makes sense or makes meaning to somebody out there.
That's the goal. You never know who's watching. And I'm telling you, a lot of lives have been touched. At least some people have called me and said, oh my God, after I listened to that lady speak, there's something that I picked out of our conversation that has helped me a lot. And that's the goal, to keep on creating that awareness. And thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for
All
having
right,
me.
good. Thank you. So can you walk us through your nursing journey from 1984 to today?
All right, thank you. I was going to say yes, 1984. I started off as a nurse in Nigeria, training Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital, Ehiala. And while I was there, actually, I was mentored into it by my principal, Sister Gemma Onyeji.
Wow.
I became a nursing instructor right after School of Nursing. And I instructed and helping as a very young nurse, seeing the impact and effect of good mentorship and nursing. I really love the idea of teaching and sharing, and I love sharing. Having done that, I was assistant instructor because the sisters will do the teaching, we will do more of clinical and other aspects of nursing. And in my first year, we had 100% pass rate in nursing at Ihiala. So I was just empowered because I felt like having been in that role as a student and sharing with them my little nuggets that helped me pass the exam, helped me have a realistic view of what is being taught. It helped. Something like using our names to form names of medication. It helps us remember. So such silly things, but it really helps. So I stayed in there until I left Nigeria and moved to America. So coming to America, it was it was a very eye-opening experience. But thank God for youth. I wasn't looking at it. I just felt like this is where I am. Being well trained and the sisters' philosophy, I just changed my gear to adjust to where I am. Started back as CNA to get into the medical field for 6 months, then got LPN because I was just looking for how to use my license. And every avenue I saw, I took it. I did CNA, 3 months, I got my LPN.
Which is certified nursing assistant, right?
Yes, certified nursing assistant. So then I got my LPN from Florida while I'm waiting for CGFNS and everything else to go through. And I got that, and 3 months later, I got my RN, NCLEX clear. So I felt it just moved fast. The delay was getting your transcripts over here, transfer and all those long stories. But anyway, I got into nursing. And then it was also an eye-opener that nursing in Nigeria, I got to appreciate the independence. We independent practitioners. We are allowed to do more. And the doctors trust their nurses. It doesn't mean we have the same respect, but when you are a good nurse in Nigeria, when you say this is going on, the doctor listens. They might not be listening to you on the table, but they make use of our strength and our ideas. So you run the night, you are the doctor on night shift, and the doctor is not there, phone call might not even go there. It might not be safe to send the gate man to go with a nurse to the doctor's house. So you do all these things, and the doctor come in the morning, and you give report, and they take it, and they sign off on it. The patient is well and good. You revive. You run code on your own. So I have to learn to pull back the gear when I got to America and know that everything has to be prescribed and said yes. You can't trust your insights. There are protocols to be fulfilled. There are policies and all that. So I adjusted quickly too. And I learned to ask questions politically correct. Using my experience to say, oh no, this is going on. I was wondering, don't you think this? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me, you get them thinking in the right place. You have students who are green in medicine, but you're trying to tell them what to write without telling them write this order. So, and then older physicians will know that and appreciate that and say, and then after Illinois, after Texas, I moved to Illinois and I started working with the University of Chicago. That was really awesome. I got to grow. I got to work with older doctors in a level 3, doing OB, because that was women's health is my first love. So I wanted that environment. So I worked there, and after how many years, I got to be the nurse educator. When I got there, I realized in America, letters matter. So I went back to school, still having my kids, went back to school, did, everything you have. I have to fight for them, challenge lots of them that I was even called to say, you need to really pay for this number of hours to get your degree. Because I thought, I know all these things. Why are you making me do them again? But anyway, I went ahead, paid for the number they want to pay, but challenge everything else because there is system that have you, do that.
Yes.
And so they couldn't argue with it. So I moved on, BSN done, and I continued with MSN. But when I was in University of Chicago, everybody was thinking, okay, she's doing this, she's studying, and what, I learned the adage of, if you are not part of the, if you're not on the table, then
you're part of the menu.
So, and I started encouraging other sisters there. If you work in Southside, if you know the geography of Chicago, you know that in University of Chicago, I will strongly say 95% of their workers are Black nurses, but 95% of leadership is people of Caucasian.
Yeah.
And that didn't sit quite well with me, but there's nothing I can do with that. So I started talking to my friends, my colleagues, and telling them, school is the thing. If you don't have it, you can't be a manager. They might let you be a manager with BSN, but you can't say much if you don't have the degree to back it up.
Yes.
So, and that paid off. I love when I feel something is good, I share it.
That's
so after everybody was just watching me, and all of a sudden, my master's was done. And that was like a wake-up call for lots of my colleagues on the unit. I got the position as the educator, and here you are now orientating new medical students and all that, and going on ground rounds, and and I started talking to them of the importance, and I love that. I love that I'm able to say something, and they said, you're right. And within the year I was the educator, then for how many years, almost every nurse have extra degree, not just what was the other? No, not BSN. BSN was associate, yes. So people started realizing that, and and the empowerment. I was just so thankful to God that it made sense. And I told them, I have children and I'm doing it. I have little children, I'm doing it. You can do it.
Yes.
So that really helped, and it continued. I wasn't seeing, it doesn't mean family stress is not there. It doesn't mean the kids need. I did not miss out on anything of my children, but I believe it has to do with planning and faith. So that helped me.
Time management.
Yeah, time management, but also faith. Because you can be, when you say time management, it feels like you're in charge of it. No,
you're not.
You can have all the time management you can, but it will not come to anything if there is nobody blessing it. And I believe the good Lord heard my heart's desire and agreed with it.
Yes.
And I didn't see that period as stressful at all. I loved doing my chemistry, biochem with my kids, and I make them, while I'm cooking and doing dishes, I make them read out the things to see if it makes sense. So
you made them do chemistry while they're
they're there to mentor me, and I mentor them.
That's right.
And then we share results. I was very, very young, and we shared results, and they love it that, and I remember one time, my first chemistry exam, I made was a C. And they said, Mom, C. I said, and that is my best C ever. You know how many years I've been in school? So after that, it also gave me opportunity to teach them to do your best.
Yes.
And whatever happens, that's your best. Your conscience is clear that you did your best. So we started, so that was a big aha moment for me and for them. But then, and that was the only result they've ever seen C. So after that, when they saw my results, oh, Mom, I said, I told you, you just have to keep trying.
That's right.
So we started sharing results. So coming to school helped me and helped my kids too, because we all grew up together. So fast forward, life happened, and I stayed on. I couldn't move the direction I wanted to. So life went on, and I continued working as an educator At some point, something happened. When you come to burnout have a lot to it. You give so much.
A lot.
And as usual, being that you are who you are, somebody else came in to be co-educator because it became a big department. It's a level 3. And so the person came in, she had doctorate. She's a Caucasian. And but I had to orientate her. She had the doctorate, but she did not have the technical know-how. I was the clean spec. She came in at a clean spec, but she, in my view and the view of nurses around there, she didn't have the clinical expertise when it comes to show the nurses how to do it.
Yes.
I have always been a hands-on practitioner. Yes. I have never left Brad. In C-section, if it's busy, I'm in there working with them. Yes. If they needed to do auto transfusion, I'm in there with them.
Because that's how you learn too.
Yeah. It's not like I'm only there telling you what to do. I'm hands-on. When staffing is crazy, I'm on the floor. So when things happen, you are the new person now, so you go. And, and they started noticing that if I'm not there, something is really not going on. So anyway, long story short, politics happened again, and I had wonderful mentors in the education department, all Caucasians, but they were wonderful, awesome, letting me know the power in me. And then, but then change was going on in the hospital, and they were restructuring and changing things, and these people are just leaving. The education department was powerhouse of the hospital.
Wow.
But they started cutting corners, and our directors started leaving, getting better positions elsewhere. I saw the handwriting on the wall, and I went to my director and said, please, I want something on the paper before you leave. I don't think this will work for me anymore. So she said, okay, you still continue. I said, I want to transition back to my staffing position, just so they don't give me a hard time, because I saw the way the wind was blowing. And she said, I see what you mean. She really worked with me, and we have everything down in writing to the new director of the Women's Health Center.
Department, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so she agreed and all that, but as soon as my director left, they came up with all this have to be done, no, this has to be done, no. And the new clinical director, she started putting up all blocks. Oh my goodness. I'm like, what's going on?
That could be the height of burnout, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Those politics.
I said, I'm not, no, this is not going to be well. You have to do this, because if you don't do this, that's contingent to you being on the floor and da, 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 da. So I said, no, nothing is contingent to nothing. I am me, and I'll do what the contract says. And this was signed off. And if you don't like it, then that's okay. So it got to a point that the legal department got involved, because if you want to leave, they saw it. I even went to that director. This director, I will get monthly letter of thank you for what I do on the unit, and patients' feedback and nurses' feedback. All of a sudden, it became, well, you have to do this if that's what happens. And one of the days, I just looked at her when we had meeting with the legal department. I said, it's interesting that until few months ago, I was the best that was over here. I did everything. I have thank you cards from you. It's still there. You want me to bring them? And instead of you to be fair, and this is what you say, she was shocked. I looked at her and I told her, and I said, she said, after the meeting, no, it's not like that. And I said, doesn't matter. You've made your position clear, and it's okay. So anyway, all said and done, I was released from the position, but the signed contract, they actually agreed, paid me for 6 months that I leave, and that I don't say what happened to anybody.
Wow.
Yep. So, but okay. I remember I was naive, I was green, but I know my rights when it comes to what I love doing. So I didn't mind it. I just wanted off from the environment. And that was after 18 years. So the lawyer called me aside, said, take this. If you go back on the floor, they will really mess you up. While your management, because for management, taking care of things are different than when there's no union, but there is a legal department that will help you look at things. Wow. So she said, take the offer. It's better for you. Instead of anything else, take the offer, really. If you go on the floor, they will really mess you up.
Was that what inspired you to pursue your advanced degree in leadership and academia?
I was already master's. I was already in leadership, but I still, I just needed to change that environment. My first burnout, so that needed to be gone. So I left the environment. I have been in teaching. I continued with mentorship, clinical education. I did my master's already, and I was already mentoring master students and all that. So when I left, I still started working as a adjunct faculty, clinical faculty in university. I kept that. I just continued doing that plus my work. So after that, I changed jobs and started working University of Illinois. After that, I moved to Seattle. In Seattle, my husband is like, you're doing all this. You can just teach. Maybe it will be easier. I said, actually, what I found out here in America is that nothing is easier if you don't have the connections. But yeah, I can do that so that I have the option of doing what I want in nursing.
That's right.
And the flexibility of it. So he said, if you want to do it, go ahead. He actually filled the application for me. I said, okay. That was when I had my first grandbaby. She was a preemie.
Wow.
And I was holding her when I did my interview. I got the Robert Johnson scholarship.
Wow.
I got that. That's how I did my PhD in 3 years.
Wow.
So that was the condition. You have to finish it. It's not that, around then you have up to 5 years and whatever. But I told them
do it in 3 years.
I didn't want to actually 2.5 because that was the condition. And then with Robert Wood Johnson, that was an awesome program. They taught me how to be a leader, to grow, to look at things. And anything that I met challenges at the University of Seattle too. Overt challenges that without prayer, and God will bring in a nugget of direction, and I'll call them, and they will call the school because they don't want you stressing anybody. They're paying the school a lot.
Yes.
To be on their scholarship. So certain things came up, and you face it's still going on now. You stand in class, you give your opinion. A professor decided not to look at it, but the next person looks different from you, say the same thing, and will actually say,
take it.
Like she said, and
my goodness.
they will not, so it went on. But at this point, I think I have formed tough skin on it.
Yeah.
And I will correct papers for people, write papers for people. They will grade mine differently. And people will say, but you did mine, but you told me this, you did. I said, it's all right. And I kept going. That is why I said, you can do everything right, but if the Almighty is not around you, if you lose him on that journey, you've lost a lot. And that was another thing, I'm like, okay, now I've never left bedside. I've always been a practicing academician.
Yeah.
I've been in teaching, but I also kept my nursing. I also go to work on weekends, just because I want to keep my hands on, because it makes a difference to me when you talk to nurses, students, they know the reality of nursing. Book nursing is different
from practical
and the reality of practical when you get on the floor. So I bring that, and they love it because they will see it when we go to nursing homes, when we go to hospitals, when we go, and I tell them, the book, this looks good in nursing, but that's not the reality of the profession.
Yes.
So I like that idea that I bring with them, and they love it.
You have the hands-on too.
Hands-on experience, and they love it because I'm in there and I can speak to what's going on, and I can follow policies without thinking twice because I haven't left the environment. So that went on, and I finished my PhD, and then the PhD, that was the finishing up, continuing with that school was where I had the real burnout.
So all the other while, like the experience you had that you talked about, you did not get burnt out around that time.
I didn't let it get me.
You didn't let it get you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not, the burnout is there because I'm beginning to notice it. That's my inception of really burnout.
You know how they say it's subtle, it just comes slowly and you don't even know. Sometimes you're going through it and you don't really know.
You are right. So I might be going through it, but my philosophy and the way I look at my problems didn't allow me to give it credence.
Yes.
It's always been there, but I never gave it allow it to have the power to stop my thinking or my movement or whatever I do. I still look at it and I say, I still go in equipped for war. I've done it since I came to America. I feel like getting up, praying in the morning, I am going into war. But I have a different shield around me.
Oh my goodness. I was telling someone, I said, whenever I'm driving to work, right? I'm praying while I'm going to work. And I'm praying about whatever will happen at work. My co-workers, I'm praying for everyone, my patients. That's for me, that's the way I prepare myself I tell them I feel like I'm going to a war front. Because you never know what will happen.
Exactly. So let it be patience, and I ask God for patience, for understanding, because here is a country where nurses work a lot. But unlike our culture, patients don't really appreciate what you give, what a nurse give at the bedside. The forefront nurse.
Here or?
Here.
Okay,
at home, they thank you, they notice it.
Thank you, yeah.
Extra love shown. They know it. And they tell you, what do you want me to do? And the only culture I have seen that does that, and I use the opportunity, is with Hispanic culture. I felt like I'm at home when I care for my Hispanic patients.
Wow.
So that happened. But anyway, gradually, things was beginning to happen. I was getting older. I was seeing where things are going. The handwriting on the wall started to irritate me.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. So having done all this, where I was teaching, they were asking for somebody to come as an adjunct for a position. I did management. It didn't sit well because I don't hold back when it comes to protecting nurses. So that doesn't sit well with management, because you cannot. You have to go the bottom line. For me, I have to go my nurses' happiness. So it didn't sit well. Even as an educator, I went in there ready to say, no, you have to give them time for study. I speak up, and I know they have to be paid and all that. When I was teaching full time, they came up with, for a dean. I'm like, no, I see what's going on, the politics going on. And they said they wanted somebody first to come in just as a faculty, adjunct faculty for the place. Okay. And then I introduced a colleague in class.
Okay.
We studied together. She came in and I spoke about her. She did interview and all that. Because I knew her from school, I vouched for her, and she got taken to the position. But when she came in, it became a different story. The other faculties in the thing were a lot older, so the position wasn't for them because they might be retiring really soon. But nobody said anything for me that the dean will be leaving or the director of nursing will be leaving. So when this girl was employed, it became a grooming thing. Every time there is no class for her, they're taking her to all the meetings. And I didn't know it was trying to groom her for the position they want for her.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was such a nice, easy sliding. And this started happening until towards the end. And this dean was leaving, and she knew she was leaving. And then, you guys know that I'm leaving, but, and I'm trying to have this lady do this now. And then she realized, because the rule is that you have to, people in the faculties have to agree if they don't want it before it goes elsewhere. So out of the blue, she said, unless you want it, Laeticia. And I quickly said, you mean you want to set me up for failure? You have been taking her to places all this while, and you want to, the day you leave, a week before you leave, hand it over to me without my face being seen in the circles.
Wow.
Because she's been doing that. She did that all through. And I always speak up for my minority students, for anybody when it comes to such things, so they know where I stand with such things. And so that's how it happened. And this girl got the position.
Wow. So that was a smart question, right? Because she knew you were going to say
No, it wasn't a smart question, but she did it underhandedly, because if I knew it was there and I go with meetings to see there will be like our customers, I guess, all the faculty league and all the school coalitions and all that. At least they start seeing you at meetings. Yes. And it makes sense. And they know you and they know that you've been coming. And then that's how teaching actually starts, so that people start seeing you common table that you represent the school. Yes. But she didn't say it until she was going to every meeting with this girl when she was just adjunct faculty.
No, what I'm saying is when she asked you that question, she knew you brought the girl in, but she's been taking the girl to the meetings, and then all of a sudden she's asking you because, of course, she probably would say, "Oh, yes, you haven't." That's what I'm saying. Was that a smart question?
That's why I asked her, and I said, "Do you mean you want to set me up for failure already before you leave?" And she didn't say anything. So nobody else said anything about the position. So the girl got it. But when the girl got it, then she became a Tom. Everything that we had before, things were in place. We can do online. We can do in person. When you have stuff to do, you can teach your classes up front. If you have students, if you have them on a mentorship program, you don't have to be there all the time. You can do your things around them and go visit them when you come. This girl just decided to change everything.
Wow.
And then my daughter was sick and I had to come, and she said, "Oh, no, that's not possible."
That's the same person you brought in, right?
Yes. And then she started saying, she started telling the students actually came to tell me that she said, "You will no longer be here." And everybody, Dr. Egesi, you're leaving? I said, "What do you mean? It's summer. You have option to teach in summer or not if you don't want." And she told them that I'm not coming back. So it was a big to do. When she was faced with it, she cried and started crying. I said, "That's what you said, And then they brought in a arbitrator who, of course, I'm the only Black person. Of course, the arbitrator, it doesn't have to be this way, but yes, I said, no, it has to be. This is exactly changing. This is how we do it until she came. Even as she was here, we were doing it this way. And I asked her, you were here, I brought you here, I did your interview, I did this, and this is how things are done. Where did this new rule come from? That I cannot attend to my family need because you are the new director? So,
wow.
After all said and done, they said, yes, I'm sure this can be done online. I can, teaching students were doing stuff online. Wow. It's not even live something. So they didn't address it right. And this is not a good Black union there. Everybody was seeing it and talking about it. I mean, people of color, they will all talk about it and let me know they see what's going on, how things are changing, but none of them will say anything. Finally, I went to the dean, the university dean, for health, and discuss what's going on. There wasn't much he could say or do. Well, this person said, and that person, I said, it's all right. I saw the handwriting on the wall. So I let them, I did the summer down. I just, hands down, gave them 2 weeks notice and just left.
Was that when you started experiencing your major burnout?
That was the height of my burnout.
Oh my goodness.
Their stress was 10 much. And then my mom died.
Oh, man.
So I'm just like, I'm not in a state. I developed high blood pressure. I started having palpitations. Wow. So all those things I have been handling in my own way, they got to me because at this point, it was my vulnerable point. My mom dying, I wasn't in a state to.
The daughter was sick too, all that stuff.
Yes. So anyway, I just left everything. So when I left, she panicked, started crying. She didn't know. I just said, what is she going to do? I didn't even think twice. Checked everything, packed everything there, took out my everything because I wanted to stay as adjunct doing clinicals, but I'm like, no, it's not going to work.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. So I left, I left them, and then COVID came. Of course, things went down. So, but I continued working on my clinical job. So that's what I fell back on. It helped me. I didn't lose a bit. I just took more hours and started working there. And after that, I moved to Georgia.
Yeah.
Then Georgia, I went back to adjunct faculty again, to teaching again. And I loved it, and the students loved it. And I still have them right now, still letting me know their progress.
Wow, that's
those
amazing.
Of them who took it still, so for me, that's fulfilling enough. And I even encounter students with attitude, and at the end of the day, Dr. Egesi,
your best friends.
They want to be, and I said, no, I'm been there, done that. I'm not looking for whatever you think you're looking for around here. So, but anyway, just the fact that to be there and watch a student's aha moment and watch something make sense to them. That's, for me, that said it all for me. So I stayed, I stayed on there, but nursing is such I'll call it a blessing profession.
Wow. Yes.
When I started nursing used to be what people will say, oh no, things people don't used to do. 1979. It was a calling. It has to be a calling, not now that nothing is a means to an end. Okay, so when you started nursing, you have to do it because you want to.
You want to do it.
You want to do it.
So let me ask you, did financial obligations, did it make it difficult for you to step back from your job at that time? Like financial commitments, family commitments, and all that stuff. Did they make you stay in that job where you were feeling the burnout?
Well, actually, when I stepped into that job, it was a big cut from being full-time bedside nurse, practicing nurse, clinical nurses. They make a lot. Teaching is not for making money.
Yeah.
So actually, I learned to cut my coat according to my size.
Oh, somebody said that too. Someone on the show told me that.
So if I love teaching and I'm willing to sacrifice, I'm willing to just do what I can do. Because you have a name doesn't really mean you have financial backup for that name.
That's right.
So all you do with all this doctor stuff, doctor this year, nothing. It's just you give until you don't have any more pound of flesh to give. Love what you're doing, you will not look at it. You have to find other ways to make it work. And if you have wonderful family support, it makes things go as if nothing is going on. Yeah. So family support is really, really important.
So will you say the financial commitment and obligation made you stay till you couldn't take it anymore and you walked out?
No, my financial commitment didn't make me stay.
Okay, good.
My financial commitment is bigger than what I'm getting there. So there's no obligation there that is making me stay. My love of what I do is what made
you stay. Okay.
And
okay. Even when you were going through the burnout, that's the point.
So that's what I'm saying. So my being there advocating for students, for minority students, really giving them the tools on how to navigate the system that is never, ever going to be okay for minority. It's a long ways before it's okay for minority, but my being there and seeing them decide to stay and talk to me clearly, majority of the time is the minority student that will come pour their heart out.
Wow.
Because for you to see what they're doing and for me to give them off the grid advice and look at me doesn't mean it's easy, but keep your eyes on the goal.
Yes.
To encourage them, and them seeing me there empowered them. I stayed because my staying made a difference to somebody.
Oh, wow.
My name being on the thing made a difference to somebody.
Yes.
When a big old campus meeting comes out and I come out as the whatever is doctor this, it makes a difference to somebody of color that, hey, that's somebody like me being there. So that's why I stayed, not because it gives you anything. And even if there are avenues of giving, if you don't have Abraham, nobody will connect you to those avenues.
But at least you still had to do your clinical jobs, right?
Yes, I did.
To get the knowledge and also have money to maintain yourself, because the teaching job wasn't paying you that much.
No. So
but you were there for the students.
Yes, but being a practicing academician helped me. That's where I met it helped me meet my financial obligations.
So that's what I'm saying. Kind of, you have two jobs.
Yes.
But the reason why you were in teaching was because you knew you were employing a lot of people. That amazing. So let me ask you, what were your steps towards recovery, regaining your balance and protecting your mental health? So what did you take? Yeah.
So what I did, what worked for me was I really took a step back. A step back means I gave up full-time professorship. The politics in it didn't agree with me. Somebody said, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I cannot do those. And I cannot hold my tongue, in such situations. Yeah. So it's a decision I had to make. Being an adjunct allows me the flexibility. It's like in nursing, being a traveler.
Yes.
I have nothing at stake. I can do all the work. When you're a traveler in nursing, you do everything, but you're not involved in politics.
That's right.
So when you are an adjunct, you can teach anywhere they want you to. Any hour, any direction you go extra is extra money for you, actually.
But you don't get involved in the politics.
Being an adjunct, I'm not involved in politics. I'm not involved in anything. I'm there for the students only. And if they are happy, I'm happy. And that still satisfied my need to reach out to teach.
So what spiritual or mindset shift helped you bounce back stronger?
Okay. I have it that my philosophy is success means knowing your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential, and sowing seeds that benefit others. It's important for me that whatever I do, that someone else can benefit.
Giving back.
So that kept me. Yeah, that kept me. But again, Philippians 4:13 is my go-to all the time. I have to write it, put it around everywhere. My office. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens
me. Wow.
I kept it there. And there is one, the way Nigerians conned it, Romans 8:1. If my God does not condemn me, who can condemn me?
Wow.
Is the way Romans 8 chapter 1 was conned by Nigerians. There is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Wow. So now Nigerians will say, if Obuna Chima condemn Rom, Onyega condemn.
Nobody will condemn. Yeah.
Yeah. So Oku Anatasimobi. So that's how I say that at some point I need to print it, put it and read it, because I need to center myself around my belief, what I believe in.
I guess for people that don't understand what you mean, like if God has not condemned you, who has the right authority to condemn you? Nobody.
Nobody, yes.
Nobody. So that was the English translation of what you just said in Igbo.
Yeah, but yeah, yes. And that's Nigerian connotation. It's a phrase Nigerian made out of Romans 8 verse 1.
Which is Igbo dialect. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. But my ever since in coming to America is for Philippians 4:13. That's mine, and I held strong to it.
Wow.
John Maxwell. I don't have his whole history, but he had a philosophy, knowing your purpose in life. I loved it. When I saw that, I grabbed it and put it there. So as long as I make a difference to one person,
that's what matters. So, I mean, that's the purpose of this show too. Giving back, making a difference, sharing stories like this that can help someone. We've heard all your stories, but if you're going to summarize all of them, so what lessons have you learned about resilience over your 42 years career? And yeah.
So I would say the lessons in it is still strong, that your faith is important in whatever you do.
Faith.
Make sure you have faith foundation. Even if you don't have it before, know that there is somebody over you. There's somebody who is above every other thing.
That's right.
And for immigrants coming from a different land to another land, you need faith.
Culture shock first, and
there's the culture shock. If you don't have faith,
you need
you
something
will not survive
to sustain
culture shock.
Yes.
To come here, lack of it, losing touch with your faith is what brings about the depression people talk about. We go through all this stress and maybe even more back home.
People don't talk about it.
But nobody talks about it, but we have faith and religion and time to hang on to God to help us stay out of depression and all those. With changes in culture, changes in life, changes in everything, we are seeing more and more of these mental health issues now, even in Nigeria, because life is changed all over. And that made me know that my grounding in my faith was very, very pivotal in my success as a human being.
Yes. Okay. And if people need to get help too. If people need to help, something that they feel that they feel like they're going through burnout or going through any stressful situation and they cannot handle it, look for help.
Help is easier said than done. Because in this culture, when you leave your culture of origin, we take a lot of things for granted. The weekends of going to somebody's house, laughing, hanging out, turning the corner and there's a wedding going on, sitting there seeing somebody laugh.
Or somebody dancing somehow.
Yeah. and you laugh.
And you laugh.
Those are all ways. And then the family is close by for family to step in to say, hey, this is not going on right. Your siblings are close by to come by and say, hey, sister, don't worry. Your church members are there to say, hey, you meet them, and they say things and you realize maybe I'm not alone. It really helps people. My thesis was on women's, the Nigerian women, how we deal with grief. And that has a lot to do with mental health too.
Yes.
So
that was your thesis for your PhD?
Yes.
Wow.
You know, and I did my research in Nigeria. So I still have to share that, but I'm saying that
I'm gonna make you come back and share that aspect one time.
But because when we don't have things to fall back on, there are little nuggets in our culture that help us go through life.
Yes.
We suffer a lot. People in Nigeria suffer a lot. But when we come here, those little things we take for granted is taken away from us. You don't have any cushion. And even talking, you don't know who to talk to. So if you don't have friends, if you don't have anybody that you can be sounding board off of, you don't even know if what you say will be kept, sacred.
So you're right.
So that's also something that hinders us here from seeking help.
Okay. Yes.
And then at work, then people are still growing, but we are not at that point where mental health is just seen as a sickness. When you say something, and we are working towards it every day. Even as in nursing organizations, we are talking about mental health, things for people to start talking about. Even our children, we start swallowing hard instead of saying, yes, we have mental health issue. You don't want to say anything about it until it gets out of hand. So we have to, like you said, seek help, know your resources.
Know your resources. That's the most important thing.
Workplaces have employee health programs. Use it. It's well protected. Use it. You can use it, and they will even call you, follow you up. Nobody will take advantage of that information. So if your workplace have it, use it because it's for your own advantage. Something again is be at peace with family. Have peace at home. You don't need burnout, extra second grade burnout or third grade burnout at home when you're burning out at work.
You're burning out at home too.
So make sure there's peace in your home. The home should be where you come in and find your rest. And that God bless me with a little habit that I do. When I clock out, I clock out.
I clock out. And do you? That's what somebody told.
Yeah. Once I'm clocking out till tomorrow, if I didn't catch anything, it has to be when I come back to your environment. Then you take my extra time. So I'm diligent in what I do. Try to do it right, and make sure my angel, if anything is wrong, somebody is speaking around my shoulder and I'm looking at it and taking care of it. But when you clock out, don't take home the problem. Don't let anybody who upset you for you to go home being upset, because you take it out on the children, on the husband, and that's not fair.
Yes.
Okay. With all these things, I never share my work distress at home. Okay. Until this last burnout that happened, when I told my husband, this is where it's coming from, he was quick to say, you don't need it.
Yes.
And that's because all this while, I never bring things home. No. But when he started seeing me and then I'm physically sick from it, then it's time to move, to refocus,
what you just shared right now is, you shared it quietly, but to me is a very big point, that the major burnout or the burnout that you had affected your blood pressure, affected your health. And a lot of people, I remember when I was experiencing burnout, I had palpitation. I had to go to the emergency room.
Exactly.
And when I went to the emergency room, they checked, they did almost everything. And then eventually, you know what when I was sharing with the doctor my experience, you know what he told me? She's like, keep on working hard. One day you're going to be her boss. So I told him, no, that's not my goal. That is not my goal. My goal is, after going through this, what am I going to do to help the next person? And it's really helped me to help a lot of people that I work with that are going through burnout. And now I have this show where I have people talk about their problem. It's a lot of stuff going on out there that people do not talk about. But someone dialing in to take charge with Dr. Chichi will hear other people's perspective and want to take charge of their life. And not let anybody make them have palpitation. The boss that made me have that palpitation and I went to the emergency room, when her boss told her that I was in the emergency room, guess what she did? She came. She's like, are you okay? I am so sorry. I'm like, why would she say she's so sorry? So she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
She said, do you mind if I stay with you? I said, no, don't. So I'm telling you, it's good. It's good that we're talking about it because this will help someone else. And you know, we're not trying to be racist here, but a lot of foreigners, immigrants, go through this at their job. When you were talking about being at the table and you talked about the people there were mainly Caucasian. No, I don't think you have anything against Caucasians being there. But I think the perspective that I hear you discussing it is the fact that we have to work 10 times harder to get to that position. And even when we get there, they kind of make you uncomfortable. So your story is really, really impressive. So another question I want to ask you is, I know you already gave advice to nurses and educators facing burnout. You talked about your faith are the steps towards recovery, gaining balance and protecting your mental health. And you talked about that, right? You talked about your spiritual mindset.
To start with is to identify, to know what's going on with you, know your body, know when things are not quite right. Listen to your body, listen to your health, because those are the first areas. And listen to family when they start saying, oh, you're sounding cranky now, what's going on? You have to listen to all those little things, because there are little things that you think you're not bringing and you're really bringing them. That's one thing. Two, take out time. Agree. Maybe you need a vacation. Maybe you need a little time off. Maybe if you're doing 3 lectures, that might be a lot. Maybe you need to drop to 2. Take advantage of your yearly health assessment. Do your physicals and talk to somebody if you need it. Talk to somebody. That's one thing. Find out time for your spiritual health. I can't stress that enough. Even if it means taking a retreat with your church group, plan it, take it, sit down, have time for you and God. Is this still what you want me to do? Is this still where I need to be?
Holistic
remember, care. Remember when we talk about where you want to be? If that place you're going to, at some point you might have outgrown your use for that point. It might be a point for change. Is it that time for change? Don't wait until you burn out. And then I really got scared.
Not really burn out, but broken.
Broken, not even burn out.
Because you might be burning out and then now you're broken. You can't fix it anymore.
And then I started hearing stories of nurses falling dead. You retire, 1 year later they're sick, and
less
then
than
they're
1 year.
And less than 1 year they're sick in hospital. They have all this stuff. Do you want that to be you? So I have to really see at what age you want to retire. You have to think about all these things. Bring it into perspective when you're deciding to keep that fight or not. Cut it down to what you can manage. And if it gets into a point, is it a fight you want to start and continue? Or is there something else that you can do to keep your mind and soul together? You can still enjoy those things. And then take time, do something. Add things to your life. We take things for granted. $30 1-hour massage or $60 1-hour massage every month, you're worth it.
You're worth it.
Add it to it. It's not always, we're always saying, I don't have that, but I have to include it. After I got it became routine for me. My husband started it. I was like, no, that's too much to do. And then I realized, actually, that helps. And actually, massage can be okayed from your insurance too. If you have something, just find ways that you can use the things, amenities you have for you, your resources, use it right. Add it to you, you deserve it. Quiet time, you deserve it. Sunday afternoons, you deserve a nap after whatever you're doing. Just find a little extra time of rest.
Self-care.
Self-care is important. It's important. And then, smell the roses. Learn to smell the roses again. Just sit and laugh. Exhale. Learn to exhale. Whatever makes you happy.
That's right.
That is pleasing to God.
That's pleasing to God. So let me ask you, what does taking charge mean to you at this stage in your life? You've talked about a little bit about it, but what does taking charge mean to you?
So to me, it means the little things that I've just said. Being in charge, trusting God to lead me to the next point of my life, being able to let go. You've achieved you know the goals you set for yourself. Okay, we always say shoot for the star. If you stop at the moon, it's still okay. Maybe you're feeling like you're not at the star yet, but you're at the moon. That's also a high level. Be okay with you. Be satisfied with who you are. When you know who you are in yourself, and especially in the Lord, whatever comes, you have to look at it differently. Okay, so again, I have to come back to faith, because that's the only thing that kept me grounded and is keeping me grounded in whatever I do.
Yes.
I look around, I know, and just learn to let go.
Yes.
And look for something else. It might not be easy. It might be the first time you're taking the humbling pie, but is that, it's worth a few more years with your family than you being sick when you least expect it. So
yes.
I would say for everybody to know your limits. You just got to know your limits.
Somebody at the show said knowing when to say no.
No. Okay. Yeah. And that's true too. When they are piling things on the paper, you got to say, not this day, not this. I can't do this. If everything is all right and it's just their workload that is leading you to burnout, you have to speak up. I can't handle all this.
Yes.
This is what I can handle. This is where I can be. Because there is a grid that goes on to as a lecturer, as what you do, how many loads and whatever. You can say, no, I can't teach this.
Yes.
For health reasons, I can't do this.
Yes.
And see how you feel. Then you can always take a break and come back to it.
So Dr. Egesi, there's something I like to do. I have this rapid fire question session that I have, and I want you to answer it.
Okay.
So give me one word to describe your almost 42 years journey in nursing. One word.
Rewarding.
Good. That sounds amazing. Rewarding. Second question, tea, coffee, or smoothie?
Now, that's a tricky one because I love two of them. So it depends on the season, but I'll go smoothie.
Smoothie, okay. How do you like
even
smoothie?
My grandchildren know that they look forward for my smoothie. I make it.
That's good. So
but if it's winter, it's tea.
So while you were talking, you gave some favorite quote or affirmation you live by. Do you have any other favorite quote or affirmation you live by?
No, this is Philippians 4:13. I hang on to it.
Yes, okay, good. So what's next for you in this season?
That's interesting. I want to grow up and then just chill.
You want to grow up? You're so young.
So I can chill.
That's a good one. So you can chill.
Yeah. No, well, the next one is to keep my health. So I can be around for my children, for my grandchildren. Yes. So I'm able to lead them to the next step. So when they come to me, they know they have a resource. Because I've been there, done that, lived that.
Yeah.
So, and then also my next step is that, I keep my health and that I stand in gap for my family because the woman is a wonderful thing the Lord made.
Yes.
Just so mine doesn't lose me.
Yes.
So that's a big goal. When I grow up, I'll continue
when you grow up, you're still growing.
Yes, I'm still growing.
Yeah, no. Well, thank you so much for coming to the show, Dr. Egesi.
Thank you.
It's time for reflection prompt, right? So let's take a moment to reflect, right? So now that we're going to reflect, the question I want to ask everyone is, what will it take for you to create a career that is both fulfilling, sustainable, mentally, emotionally, and physically? You can write it down and take charge. So are you staying in a stressful role because of financial commitments? If so, what steps can you take to create financial freedom so you can make a career choice from a place of peace? You want to answer that question, you can email me at takechargewithdrchichi@gmail.com. Let's talk about it. So after listening to Dr. Egesi's story, I challenge you to take one step today towards protecting your energy, nurturing your passion, and securing your financial stability. Share your thoughts in the comment section of the YouTube channel. Let's continue the conversation on how to rise stronger after burnout. So, Dr. Egesi, thank you so much for coming. Dr. Egesi's journey reminds us that a career is not just about the years you put in, but about the lives we impact along the way. She talked about her students. What lives are you impacting? Burnout is real, people. Burnout is real, but so is recovery. And you too can rewrite your story. Remember, you have the power to take charge of your health, your finances, your future. She did 2 jobs, but she was passionate about teaching her students and growing her students. Until next time, let's keep rising, let's keep growing, keep taking charge with Dr. Chichi. Your well-being matters. Your purpose is too valuable to burn out. Until next time, take charge. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Take Charge with Dr. Chichi is a brand of Sparkling Star Development Strategies LLC. The information provided is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or medical advice. Financial services are offered independently by Dr. Chichi in accordance with applicable licensing and regulatory standards. Thank you for watching.